Imagine this. You are in a room full of people, each trying to make their voice the loudest. Some speak to impress, others to defend, and many just to fill the silence. But then, there's one person who remains quiet, watching, listening, absorbing. That person holds the most power. Machiavelli understood something that most people fail to grasp. Power does not belong to the one who speaks the most, but to the one who best manages silence. In a world where information is currency and words can become weapons, mastering silence is just as important as knowing when to speak. This is not about muteness or timidity, it's about control. Knowing when not to reveal your thoughts. When to let others expose themselves first. When to allow silence to do its work. This is one of the most powerful tools in the battle for influence and dominance. The fear of silence. People talk too much because they fear the void. Silence is uncomfortable. It creates tension. It forces others to fill the space with words. Words that often reveal more than they should. Machiavelli advised, observe before speaking. Read the intentions of others. Analyze each word before releasing your own. He famously wrote in The Prince, men must be either pampered or crushed, because they can avenge minor injuries, but not severe ones. Applied to silence, this means that speaking in half measures is dangerous. If you must speak, make it count. But often, it is wiser to say nothing at all than to say something halfway that can later be used against you. The illusion of authority. Many believe that authority is demonstrated through words, but in reality, authority is demonstrated through control. Those who speak without measure, who voice their opinions on everything, who do not know how to remain silent when necessary, expose themselves to being used by those who do understand the power of silence. The one who controls information controls the situation, and the one who speaks without strategy loses the advantage before they even realize it. Machiavelli knew that silence is a strategic tool, not just in politics, but in business, in relationships, and in life. Those who speak the least are often the ones who truly hold control. The true cost of words. Words are costly when used without restraint. They expose weaknesses, intentions, and thoughts that could have been kept as weapons for the right moment. Real power does not belong to the one who makes themselves heard the most, but to the one who knows when to say nothing. Machiavelli wrote, "A prince must never take his eyes off war. But war is not only of swords, it is of knowledge." In a world where everyone seeks an advantage, the one who knows the most holds the most power. But knowledge loses its value when given away carelessly. This is why true strategists hide more than they show. They let others reveal their cards first. A well-placed silence achieves more than 1,000 persuasive speeches. The trap of validation. Many people suffer from the need for validation. They speak to prove that they know something, to be seen, to feel included. But those who truly understand the game of power do not seek to be seen. They seek to be respected or feared. Uncertainty is a weapon. If others cannot predict your thoughts, they cannot anticipate your next move. And if they do not know what you are thinking, you are already one step ahead. Machiavelli was clear. Prudence is more valuable than honesty. This is not about lying. It's about understanding that not everything that is thought should be spoken. The psychological edge of silence. Silence is not just a defensive strategy. It is also a tool of manipulation. A lack of information creates anxiety in others. Uncertainty weakens adversaries and strengthens those who control it. A well-calculated silence can make others doubt themselves. It can make them talk too much while trying to fill the void you have left empty. Machiavelli warned, The true leader is not the one who always speaks, but the one who observes and waits. Impatience is a fatal flaw. It makes people act prematurely, rush into words, and make promises they cannot uphold. The most astute let others wear themselves out with speeches. They do not interrupt. They do not rush to correct. They simply listen and let others sink into their own words. The power of mystery. The one who speaks less is often perceived as wiser, not necessarily because they are, but because silence grants an image of control. Those who feel no need to explain themselves, who do not rush to fill voids with unnecessary words, project authority. On the other hand, those who talk too much reveal their weaknesses, their fears, their ambitions. They expose their intentions without realizing it. Silence turns those who master it into a mystery, and mystery is power. The strategic pause. Great military leaders, skilled negotiators, and masterful politicians all understand one thing: the power of the pause. A well-timed silence forces others to second-guess themselves. It makes them feel uncertain. It makes them nervous. It creates an invisible pressure that compels them to act impulsively. A pause can turn an argument in your favor. It can make your words, when finally spoken, carry 10 times the weight. The danger of overexposure. In today's world, people reveal their thoughts, plans, and opinions on social media without a second thought. They give away their strategies before they even begin executing them. Machiavelli would have warned against this reckless openness. A powerful person does not broadcast their intentions. They act first and let the results speak for them. Overexposure makes you predictable, and predictability makes you vulnerable. Why the wisest minds speak the least. Throughout history, the greatest thinkers and leaders have understood the value of silence. Socrates asked questions but rarely gave answers. Marcus Aurelius wrote his thoughts for himself, not for others. Sun Tzu believed that war is won through deception and control, not loud declarations. Those who are always talking rarely have time to listen, and those who never listen never truly understand. The final question. Machiavelli understood that in the game of power, those who act impulsively often make fatal mistakes. Words can be weapons, but they can also become a trap for those who use them carelessly. Once something is said, it cannot be taken back. It cannot be forgotten. That is why silence is the tool of those who prefer to think before making a move. Those who calculate the effect of each word before pronouncing it. Machiavelli insisted that a prudent leader does not reveal their true intentions. A ruler cannot afford to be completely transparent because transparency invites manipulation. The one who deceives will always find someone willing to be deceived, he wrote. Power is not about honesty, it is about strategy. Speaking too much is like opening a door to your own weaknesses. It gives others the tools to attack you later. In contrast, silence allows for observation, understanding, and waiting for the right moment. In the end, the choice is yours. The modern world has forgotten this principle. People speak without thinking. They post their thoughts without a filter. They expose themselves with an ease that Machiavelli would have found ridiculous. Power is not built on the need to be heard. It is built on making others want to listen. There is no greater advantage than the one that comes from patience, prudence, and silence at the right moment. Machiavelli knew that silence is not just a defensive tactic. It is a tool of dominance. Now, after all this, let me ask you, do you know when to remain silent? Or are you still trapped in the need to speak without thinking? In a world where words are used recklessly, silence remains the weapon of the wise. Master it, and you master the game of power. If this philosophy resonates with you, subscribe to Stoic Trench for more insights on strategy, discipline, and wisdom. Hit the like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and remember, true strength lies in what you choose not to say. Stay disciplined, stay powerful, stay stoic.